All the believers have disappeared. They're hiding in their caves. You won't believe what's happened to Dave, 'cause he can't sell his app, and Flatzoid has to cry wank. Oh, it's sad, but it's true. Mark Sargent's still living with his mom, even though he's 73 years old. And Vicker sees himself as Neo from the Matrix, but everyone else just sees him as a cunt. And Vlad is still 2'1", and Nathan Oakley selling microphones, and angels of shite, they're still willing to lick everyone's ass.
And now, from the mean streets of Essex, England, this is Whatcast.
Hello, this is Matt and this is Whatcast. So let's have a bit of fun tonight then. I'm just about to shoot off this email to Chad with the link send. All right. So that's done. How are we all? I'm getting dressed. That wasn't him. He's not responded to my message. Oh, okay. Hopefully he'll jump on. I've sent the link, so we'll see. And we're apparently going to go through we're going to go through the Rogan thing that I did because Chad found it hilarious and wants to school me on where I went wrong. So all good. Big Fish 4-1. That was a good game, wasn't it? I mean, Spurs are doing really badly this season, but still, North London rivals, got to be done, innit? You got to celebrate the wins when they come. I'm gonna shoot him another message. Did you get it? I got a frothy top here. Has anything else been happening that I might have missed this week in the world of flat Earth and the internet in general? What we all talking about? I know, and 2 good goals as well today. Oh, let's do a goal. Speaking of goals, let's do a goal here. As per usual. See how we're doing. We do this with Chad if he comes on, and. If people want to jump up later on, I will probably open up, depending on how long the conversation goes. And extra time. That'll do. Let's do the super chat goal. I don't really like the look of this, to be honest. I just got it. Right, so he's responding. So he should be coming in here in a minute then. Here we go. It's muted. Let's put him as a guest 1. Let's get him up on this here. Hello, can you hear me?
I got you.
Good.
I got you.
Can everybody hear Chad here? All right. In the chat. I can hear him, so I'm pretty sure they can. You sound a little bit quiet. Maybe I can... No, I'm pretty all the way up. Let's do that. Yeah, that's my emails. No one wants to see that. Yeah, so we was going to go through then, Chad. Welcome. Thank you for coming on, by the way. It's quite rare that somebody says stuff like that in my comments and then tries to come on and actually back it up, it's usually, wow, I ain't got time. You're not worth it. You're not worth my time. But Chad's here. So respect to Chad for jumping in. And let's get straight on with it, shall we? Is there anything you want to say before we move on here, Chad?
What up, Chad? What up, Matt? So we just decided to get on here and talk about flat Earth with no formal format per se.
Yep.
So just wanted that to be known, and I don't have anything pre-prepared. So I figured we'd just get on here and see how it goes.
Let's do it. All right. Should we just go? Go on. Go. What?
Can you hear me okay? You mentioned
Yeah, I can hear.
something
I'm just looking at the levels here. You're actually quite normal, but it just sounds a little bit muffled to me. But I'm pretty sure everything is the same level as I am down there. Is he the same level to everybody in chat here? I have to wait a second to get a response. I haven't got any of the... oh, don't worry. I haven't used this screen for a while. It's a little low, yeah. But he's, can you be any louder? Could you get the mic? Where's it? Was the microphone on just on your screen? Is it?
No, I have a mic right here. Did that help any?
Yeah, a bit. Just shove it in your mouth. That'll do, won't it? See if that works or not. That's a fucking nightmare sometimes. Right, I think it should be fine. It looks all right to me. It's just a little low compared to me. Maybe I'll just turn myself down a little bit and see how that works, if it's bothering people. But at least this has worked. Right, so I'm just going to start this video then. We can go off in whatever directions you want. I'm just going to, and if you want me to stop the video anytime, just let me know and I will pause. I'll probably be stopping it myself in certain places. And let's see. So just before we do, have you watched all of this now?
I did. I watched it one time. And the comment... by the way, just for everybody, the comment I made was you, and I'm sure we'll watch it. You were describing the self-correcting airplane, and I just made a comment that I'd never laughed so hard, and then that was pretty much it. So
yeah, but I'm still right. It was a shit description. I'll give you that. It was a terrible description. Okay. But I've got a much better one to show you. I don't know what your because see shit like that. For me, I'm looking at the sun. I'm looking at horizons. I'm looking at sunsets. I've talked about this for many years. I would never pretend to be like Toon or any of these people that are all sciencey about it. I'm not like that at all. I like to discuss things that everybody can just go and look at themselves. That's what I'm all about, right? So when I'm trying to describe flight dynamics, I can't remember all of the different forces. It's, I didn't think of it before. Let's watch it anyway and we'll see. Here we go. Conspiracy theory is a lot of something that most people have got a passing interest in. Then they delved into the world of flat Earth. And when people start talking about flat Earth like it's real and they start using the same old crap that flat earthers spout, it makes me then instantly, they lose credibility with me, with everything else they've ever said, even if I was believing some of it when they were saying it. That's a point, actually. Are you a big conspiracy theorist in general?
Well, it's funny you bring that up. So I would say the short answer to that is yes. But I have to say the label of conspiracy theorist kind of undermines the reality of the world that we see, right? Like, Jeffrey Epstein files recently is a great example where 10 years ago, if you were to talk about, the government of the United States being into pedophilia and child sacrifice, you were literally labeled a conspiracy theorist, right? Like, that word carries a certain tone and is meant to immediately discredit the argument. And I think that, with the recent awakening that a lot of people are coming to concerning governments and so forth, we have to be more open to, conspiracy theories. It really is something that I think more people should kind of dig into, to be honest.
I've dug into loads of them over the years. In fact, my podcast was literally known as a conspiracy podcast. So I've done. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I didn't watch anything, but I did see the description of conspiracies. And were you just basically trying to debunk them,
No.
or were you like legitimately exploring? And
I wasn't. You could never call me a debunker in any sense. I mean, I seem to have got that label on here because of the flat Earth stuff, because it does very well on here. But it's flat Earth. I've never. I looked into it seriously, and when I first came across it, I literally couldn't debunk it at all because I didn't know anything about the Earth or anything. Like most people are just not honest enough to say that. They would say, "Oh, it's so ridiculous," and then they'll kind of learn but won't concede. But to me, I was like, I don't really know the answer to any of these stuff. And it wasn't until I started watching the debates and stuff that I do find it now. If anybody tells me they're a flat earther, it doesn't really matter what else they tell me. I'm not going to take it seriously because I think flat earth is that ridiculous. And that is not from an ignorant person. That is from someone that's looked into it for many years. I've not seen anything with the flat earth that's made me ever think, oh, I could be wrong on this one. Whereas with other conspiracies, I can actually see where there's credibility there. I'm dubious to get into what I'm talking about on YouTube because there's lots of shadow banning and censorship and stuff. But I'll say as a whole, with everything I've done over the years, I find that the most convincing conspiracy evidence is generally half of the story, like cherry picked stuff. Like when you look at it properly and you look at both sides of the argument, a lot of it falls apart. And I didn't used to go that deep into it. I used to be like, wow, really? This person's a clone? Like I was one of them. Like I was just like, oh fuck, its face does look different. But then you start to look into other stuff. But I just thought I'd wanted to ask you that because I'm touching on it in this video to.
So what do you believe? I mean, you believe that
these days, not an awful lot. Epstein's definitely fucking dodgy. There's definitely something going on there, and there's definitely whether it's sacrifice or anything you just said is yet to be seen. But there's definitely some rings up there in the elites, and there's definitely a lot. That bloke had his finger in all the pies, didn't he? And I don't think it's political. I've done a couple of videos on it. I don't think that there's it's the Republicans that are doing it. No, it's the Democrats. No, it's everyone. Everyone up there, anybody around the world. This government have been compromised by it all, and the royal family and all this other shit, right? So for me, I don't want to read or speculate too much into what the emails that I've seen could mean. We all know what they could mean, but then it takes a bit of a leap of faith to go from there was trafficking people to they were eating people, in my opinion.
So that's fair. What I was really curious about is your cosmology belief. I mean, do you just believe like the official narrative, right? We're on a rock that's hurtling through space at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and we're standing upside down, and is that what you do believe?
But surely, have you how many flat Earth conversations have you had have you just done that one with McToon or MC Toon?
In terms of like online conversations, that's it. It's not something I do on a regular basis. But I have been a flat earther for about 10 years, and it's something that it's not a passing interest. I put a lot of time.
Sorry. Goodbye, Kevin Bacon, you utter wankstain. I'm not having that twat in my chat anymore. He doesn't add anything worthwhile. He just sits there insulting everybody and thinks he's funny. He's a middle-aged troll, and it's really sad. Sorry, Chad, carry on.
That's okay. I cannot see chat, by the way, just so you know, right? Like, it's just a little small for me. So
yeah, that's
if anybody addresses me, just know I can't see it. But I was just curious. What is that? Oh, I was telling you about because I was telling you about.
When you say things like, "Do you believe people are upside down?" Why do you believe that I would believe people are upside down?
Well, that's the official narrative. I mean,
No.
if you're on the underside,
Nobody's
of the
ever
ball,
said anybody. Why is it the underside though?
well, because objectively, when you pull away from a ball and you look at it, there they are. I understand what you're saying. The experience is it's not upside down, right? I get that. But literally, when you
No.
pull away and you're looking at it,
Yeah, but I always say this to people. We're not even going through this video, but we will do, right? I always say this to people. I always say you had just had a ball, like a soccer ball, as you would call it, right? And there was no reference frame to that soccer ball. And you kicked that, if you could, you kicked it way up into space, way up into where there's nothing around for you to reference any kind of top bottom. Then you ended up floating next to it. Where's the top of that ball?
so I'm not even sure I understand the question. I'm not trying to dodge you here. The top of the ball, I understand, is relative to your
Yes.
sight, but there is a top and a bottom, is there not?
No.
There's not.
No. Why would you say there is? There's no. The down is towards the center of the earth. Down isn't below the earth. There isn't a table
No,
below the earth
no.
that dictates down.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That the experience of the person on the bottom of the ball is that they're not standing upside down. I understand what you're saying.
If they were standing
But I'm
upside down,
saying-
they'd be standing on their head.
So you're saying people in Australia stand on their head? Is that what I don't
No,
understand.
I'm saying that to them, down is the center of the earth to everybody, right?
Right, right. No,
So
but
down
if you
is
pull
where they're
away-
standing. Yeah, but if you pull away and you've got no reference frame, like you're using a reference frame of like a NASA picture of the earth, where the
Yeah,
north is the
exactly.
top and the
That's-
south is the bottom. But that
That's
isn't.
exactly.
Yeah, but
That's- is that
that's
what
for ease to us, so we can just make a map out of it. That's northern hemisphere bias. So basically, most people live in the north, they'll put that at the top, but there is no top.
Matt, but listen, Matt, you have to agree that if you're on Venus and you get this powerful microscope and you look at Earth, there are people on the top and there are people on the bottom. True?
What is?
I mean, just be honest. Just be honest.
Hang
That
on,
is true.
don't start like Chad. I've been being nice to you. Don't start saying I'm not being honest, right? The top.
No, I'm not. I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just telling you. Listen, don't take it wrong, man. I'm not saying you're a liar. I'm saying
But you're saying to me, but you're saying to me, be honest, like I'm not being honest. The honest answer
No.
is, objectively, there is no top and bottom to a ball in space. Unless you can give me a reference frame to what dictates top and bottom, then there isn't a top and bottom. The only reference frame we have is down is that way towards the center of the earth, and up is away from the center of the earth. North is not up, south is not down.
So I'm going to take from this conversation that you do, in fact, believe that if you were on a different planet and you looked through a telescope, you would see the population of Earth all the way around the ball, and people, their feet would be hanging like bats upside down on the bottom. I have to believe that's what you believe, correct?
Yes, but why would they
Okay.
be hanging? This is what I don't understand about flat
Well-
earthers. Surely,
Well, they are.
even like do you? No, no, they're not. Surely you would understand that even if you don't believe in gravity, there is a downward acceleration towards the ground, which
I
would,
believe
even
in
if you don't
gravity.
believe in gravity, you believe in gravity.
I believe in gravity. I don't believe in the explanation for gravity. Of course, we're pulled to the ground.
So then, no
Everybody
one's
believes
hanging
that.
upside down, are they?
Of course they are. Of course they are.
What gravity exists and people are hanging upside down.
Listen. Even if I take this and I put it this way, even if you have an explanation for how it happens, it is the reality that this is hanging upside down and this is on top. Like that's a
Yes,
we have to.
That's
accept
because
it.
you have a floor underneath you. The Earth does not have that. Like, why don't you see that? There is nothing.
It doesn't. I'm
There
not
isn't a
asking you
table
that.
underneath. There is not a table underneath the Earth in space dictating south as down, is there?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Of
We
course
still
it
see them.
matters.
We still see them opposing each other. Top.
They're
and bottom.
opposing
If we
each
were-
other. One isn't
Yeah.
up, one isn't up, and one isn't down.
Well,
they're just
whatever
they're
it
just
is,
opposing
hanging
each
off
other.
the side. Listen, I think we're getting this like semantics here. Like
Semantics. I don't know how you say
yeah.
semantics.
Well,
I'm
I
saying,
clearly-
do you disagree? Do you disagree that that is down and that is up?
Wait a minute. Do I disagree that is down? No. To my relative
So
position,
then
I
there's
don't
no
disagree.
semantics. We both agree. Do you think
I
the
don't- I
South
don't-
Pole
I-
is down?
No, I'm not. I didn't say anything about South Pole. You just pointed up and pointed down and asked me if
Right,
I.
I know,
If I
but now
disagree.
I'm changing the question to a different question to
Okay,
see what you do
change the
believe.
question.
So do
Okay.
you believe that the South Pole is down?
No.
So I don't understand the argument that you're making then. Why is anyone that's near the South Pole upside down then? If it isn't down, if it's just that and that the same as here.
No, I'm not saying that's the reality. I'm asking you if that's what you believe, and I think you do, but for some reason you're not. I think because you think people standing upside down on the Earth sounds ridiculous, shooting 1,000,000 miles through space. Um, it does sound ridiculous, right? I agree with that.
I don't know what you're suggesting that you think I'm saying. Are you suggesting
No,
that
I'm
you
not-
think I'm denying anything you're asking me? Because I'm not. I'm saying that I believe that
No, I
that
don't-
up is away from the center and down is towards the center. That is all I believe. Anywhere you are on the globe, I wish I had a globe to point it out. That is away. That is down. Nobody is upside down. There isn't a reference frame in space that makes anything upside down.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. You had me. I was gonna let that pass. Like, okay, that's what you believe. But
Oh, please let
wait,
it pass.
No, wait. Just wait. Listen, I'm not trying to be rude. So let me just ask you a direct question. If you're on Venus and you had a powerful microscope and could see all of Earth,
Yes.
clearly there would be people with their feet on the bottom of the ball, and right?
The bottom of the ball, from that perspective, might be
Yeah.
the UK and America,
Okay.
right? So are you upside down?
No. Nope.
Exactly. Neither are they.
Yeah. So, but okay. I think the chat's gonna understand what I'm saying here. If you don't
I'm reading
wanna-
the chat. I'm not sure.
If you don't want to agree,
I understand what you're saying. It's just completely wrong.
you understand what I'm saying. Then how are you disagreeing? I'm not
Because
I'm
you
not
don't
saying that-
because you seem to think like you can't explain this to me on any other way than you seem to think there is a desk or some ground underneath the earth to make that down. That is not down. That is the same all the way around. It's the same as flight. Now I know why you found it so hilarious when I'm talking
does a
about
ball-
level flight, because
listen,
you don't
a ball-
grasp
a
this.
ball- Matt, a ball will always have a top. It'll always have a bottom. It may change.
Really?
It may change, but it'll always have a, top. And it'll
Ball,
always
let me
have-
correct you. A ball on Earth will always have a top and a bottom because the bottom of the ball is always the one nearest the ground. In space, there is no ground underneath the Earth, therefore no top and bottom.
opposing sides.
Of course.
Okay, so you believe that there are people opposing each other all the way around the ball, flying through space at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Yes. I don't care about the speeds. I don't care about any of that shit. I don't know why they would make up the speeds. But based on just the movements of the sun and the stars, we are on a sphere. And you cannot tell me otherwise. Please explain to me 2 points of rotation in a night sky if you disagree with what I'm saying about the sky.
I don't understand the question.
So in the north, there is all of the stars rotate. You believe this because you're a flat earther. So in the north, there is Polaris, and all of the stars rotate anti-clockwise, counterclockwise around Polaris. In the south,
Yeah.
near the Southern Cross, it all rotates the opposite way.
Right.
Even if you want to go around the silly semantics of it depends which way you're looking, which is such a silly argument anyway, but let's just ignore that argument.
Yeah.
How
that's
is there
not the
2
argument.
points? How is there 2 points of rotation at all, whichever way they're going?
Okay, so let me explain this to you, Matt. Like clearly, we have not been taught but one narrative, right, in school. All throughout, the last couple 100 years, for sure, at least, we've been taught this specific narrative, and so now there's been this resurgence of people looking into flat Earth, probably like heavily over the last 10 years. And so you know, we're not going to have all the answers. I'm going to answer your question, but I'm just going to. You have to give some grace, right? So like 1,000 years.
I'll give grace on anything
bear with
else.
me.
I'm not giving grace
Just-
on what the light sky does. There's people in Australia in the room here that can come up and
Just
tell
bear
you what the sky does.
bear with me, Matt. So 1,000 years ago, if somebody proposed that we're on a ball and there's people opposing each other on either sides, and somebody said, "Well, that's ridiculous. Explain that." And they said, "Well, I don't know that I can explain it exactly, but here's what we're kind of thinking." Right? That didn't, in your mind, that doesn't change the reality or the truth of it because they didn't have an explanation for it. So, I mean, I'm just telling you, you have to accept that. That's the truth. Now, here's the deal. We know that there's two poles to every magnet, right? There's two poles to every magnet. So it's not completely like it doesn't blow flat Earth out of the water because we see things that we don't understand. We also see things like, for example, the road. Now, I know this is a different thing, but I'm just explaining how not everything we think we see is reality. But if you see a long road and it goes to a point, that road does not go to a point, right? Those are actual two lines, they're parallel, and it appears because of perspective and sight that that's what it is, but it's not. And when we see, stars rotating in different directions, we also see, like for example, wagon wheels when they're going very fast, they appear to go backwards.
Have they got 2 points of rotation on a wagon wheel?
I'm just telling you, it looks like it's going backwards. I can tell you that if you go to a nightclub and they have like a disco ball and it's spinning, you can see 2 points of rotation.
Where?
On the edges. On the edges, it's spinning backwards.
So I could go and stand on any edge, look at the wall, and see a point of rotation. So I could go stand right. So there's a point in that. So you're suggesting that that's the same. So in that case, that the point of rotation in the center,
I'm
what we're looking at.
That's what it is. I'm just suggesting that we see things that we can't just necessarily say, "Oh, I see opposing rotations." Clearly, that means that there's a top and a bottom.
It does.
Well, I mean, I guess that's evidence, and you could argue that. But I could also tell you that, it could be something magnetic and there's two poles.
No, it doesn't matter.
How could it not?
It doesn't matter because no matter where you are, if your South Pole is an edge around the outside and everybody looking south is seeing the sky do this, then the sky must be doing that in 3 different places at once. Otherwise, they'd be looking in different directions. But when they all stand on the southernmost tips of the continents and they all look south, they see the sky doing that. Yeah, so they would be looking in different directions. If there's only one other point of rotation, unless you're suggesting there's 4 points of rotation in the sky, tricking everybody.
No, it's not. That's not. No, I said 2. I said 2.
Right. So if it's only 2, everybody would have to look in the same direction to see that. But instead, you can get someone on the tip of Chile, someone in South Africa, and someone in Australia, all looking south, and still seeing the sky doing that.
We don't all see the same sky.
What's your evidence of this?
I don't know that I have evidence. I'm just telling you, everybody has an individual reference point of the sky.
But you realise, though, sorry, Chad, but you realise that the globe completely explains that perfectly, along with everything else simultaneously, and you laugh at that. But you are willing to believe that it's possible to have different points of rotation around the edge, and you don't laugh at that.
Well,
do you not understand what I'm saying? Like for me, what I believe that you're laughing at actually can explain every phenomena at once, right? You don't need to, the sun needs to be outside the dome to make this happen. The sun needs to be inside the dome to make this happen. You need to have this effect, but only in the south, not in the north.
I understand that you can have an argument for something. That doesn't make it reality, right? Just because you have
you haven't even got an argument.
I do have an argument. I'm telling you, if you go outside and you look in the sky, it's going to look different for you than it's going to look for me.
Yeah, but that doesn't change how many points of rotation and which way the sky is rotating around them, does it?
I'm telling you, there's 2 points of rotation.
Right.
and they're going in opposite directions. And there's a flat Earth model where that's the case.
So why doesn't everyone have their own personal sky in the north? If everyone's got their own personal sky in the south,
They do.
Why do the north observations all match each other then? But the south, we need to make these special declination and all this other shit that Weiss goes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So yeah, I just want to ask a question so I kind of know, because I'm getting a bit savvy with some of the people. How did you get into flat Earth? Please don't tell me the origin story of you tried to debunk it and couldn't. And just who did you see on a video to think, he's onto something?
I think the very first video I saw was the Eric DeBay 200 proofs
Right.
the Earth is not a spinning ball. Yeah, I think that's what kicked it off. Now, what was amazing back then is that YouTube was not censoring flat Earth videos. They were actually promoting them. So I don't know about promoting them, but there was an algorithm where whatever you watched, they would suggest more of the same, as they do now. Unless it's flat Earth, they definitely don't. But back then they did. So I was able to get a ton of information by independent people that are it's now white. It's gone. You can't find any of the old videos. But yeah, that's what it was. It was Eric DeBay. Now I don't.
Yeah, go on.
Now I don't. Listen to him regularly, or anybody for that matter. On a regular basis.
Are you aware of who Dave McKeegan is?
No.
So are you not up on the final experiment? What they went to? Like?
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Is he the pastor?
No, that was Will Duffy. Dave McKeegan went though. He's on YouTube. He's quite a clued up guy on all of this stuff. He went down the Hill and Toon, and Jeranism went down there, and Wits It Gets It went down there.
All
of
I'm
these.
familiar. Yeah, familiar.
Right. Eric Dubay got offered a free trip and turned it down, even though he always said that if there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, it would debunk the globe. Sorry, debunk the flat Earth, and that he can't go down there because you're not allowed to go down there. He then got offered a trip there and refused it. Does that sound like an honest man to you?
It doesn't sound like a dishonest man.
What, to make a positive claim that he?
Are you sure he made that positive claim?
100%. 100%.
That doesn't sound like something he would say to me.
If anyone in the chat can pull up the video of him saying it about 1 million times before they did it, I'd appreciate it because I haven't got it handy. But it's been played endlessly. David Weiss said exactly the same thing. David Weiss, that was offering everybody free Bitcoin if you could give one globe Earth proof, also said a globe Earth proof is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Also turned down a fully all expense paid trip to Antarctica to see if that was true.
So, I mean, the 24-hour sun in Antarctica has been in the flat Earth model for 150 years. So it's not like it'd be a surprise.
Explain that to me.
I mean, you can look at the flat Earth map and it shows the sun paths, and there's a point where there's a 24-hour sun.
The sun halves, did you say?
Sun halves. No, I didn't say that.
Oh, what did you say? Sorry, I've misunderstood.
I'm not sure what you misunderstood. I'll start over.
Yeah, go.
Okay, so on the flat Earth map, there is a couple of insets that show the sun's coverage at different points during the year, and there's one that's a 24-hour sun
in the
around
north.
in the south. There's obviously a 24-hour sun in the north, and there's a 24-hour sun in the south.
Okay.
Hey Matt, I'm gonna grab a coffee. I'm gonna grab a coffee. 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
No worries. Right, let's do some super chats while he's gone. Here we go. This is Hackerman here. Thank you. $1 Australian here. Let's get the right sound bites up here. $1 Australian. $5
5 times.
This is starting a GoFundMe. I'm broke because I've given it all to Matt. Appreciate it. I'm not wasting it. Trust me. Hackram again here for $1 Australian.
5 times.
I'm Australian relative to me. I'm on top of the world. You utter fuckwit. Obviously not here to read that too. Sorry. But yeah. Thank you, mate.
No, I don't
Real
mind.
Harnold. Yeah, Real Harnold. Yeah, it's just super chats. Real Harnold, for $5.
5 times.
Sorry, for $1 5 times. I'm playing footsie with Hackerman through the globe. Yeah, that's what he's saying there because they're opposing sides. This is Steve Fisher with £1.
5 times.
I was going to be nice to him, but fuck it. Angels of Shite wants his chins back. I say there, you're getting abuse here from the thing. I'm not saying anything, mate. No. Right, what was you going to say before you went to get the? Oh yeah, by the way, someone's pointed out to me in the chat here that one of the 200 proofs is that there's no 24-hour sun in Antarctica. One of the 200 proofs that got you into the topic. So he said it on his own.
Maybe he didn't know about it. Interesting.
Just 199 proofs then. Nah.
I think it's up to 400 now. I see, but I don't remember that one.
Not
I'll have
one
to go
yet.
back and check it out.
Fair enough. So what do you think? So you think that you believe that when they went down there for the final experiment that they did actually go to Antarctica and they did actually see a 24-hour sun?
Yeah. I do. Yeah, for sure.
And you believe that anywhere they would have gone in Antarctica, because Dave's here, and I could ask him because he was there. So you believe that anywhere they went, that they would have witnessed that 24-hour sun. Anywhere on the outside ring of the flat Earth would have had a 24-hour sun going around their head. Please explain that to me.
I mean, there's a flat Earth model where the sun is really a projection, right? It's an apparent sun, and when it circles your view, even in the southernmost part of the Earth, there's a point when you get a 24-hour sun.
Okay.
And again, does that have to do with the two magnetic poles? I'm not really sure. I imagine it does.
So this is Eric Dubay. The establishment claims a midnight sun is experienced in Antarctica but they conveniently do not have any uncut videos showing this, nor do they allow independent explorers to travel to Antarctica. Can you see this, by the way?
Yeah, I can. Yep.
During the winter solstice. Sorry. During the winter solstice to verify or refute these claims. Conversely, there are dozens of uncut videos publicly available showing the Arctic midnight sun has been verified beyond a shadow of a doubt. So it'll accept the videos from the north, but he doesn't accept they have a real-time video now of the sun. So he's saying that he doesn't agree with you. But this is the guy that got you into this.
Yeah, that happens. It's not that uncommon. Listen, there's a big flat Earth movement back in the 1800s, and there was a woman who was producing a flat Earth catalog, and even back then they fully accepted a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Excuse me. They made reference to people seeing it, and they had said, "Hey, we accept it." So I mean, it's really nothing new. It's really
but why is
new.
that? But out of interest, why is that good enough for you? That someone's seen it, therefore it's true and it's flat. Someone's obviously seen it because it's true. But on the bottom of a globe, that's what you would get without any problem whatsoever. You would be the sun would the same as the north. It's completely the opposite, but just at a different time of the year. But on a flat Earth, I don't know how you're going to give me a 24-hour sun everywhere around that crust at the same time for months, just going around your head like this, while the rest of the world still needs to see that sun.
And at the exact same time 1,000 years ago, you wouldn't have been able to explain how you're on the bottom of the Earth spinning and flying through Earth and no one can feel it, right? You wouldn't have been able to explain it.
But now
right?
you can. So flat Earth. So the globe model has come. There's got an explanation for everything now, and the flat Earth model hasn't got.
No,
anything.
there's a flat Earth model.
But Chad, Chad, look, I want to be fair here, mate.
Listen, man, I didn't bring it because we didn't talk about. We were going to talk about this. I'm just.
Well, it's just
telling
gone.
you.
It's just gone off. I'm happy for you to share a link here, and I will bring up whatever you want me to bring up. If you can show me a flat Earth model that makes the sun go around everybody's head in the south at the same time, no matter where they are, I'll learn something today, because I don't know, without making a million suns, I don't know how that's possible.
Well, here's what I'll do. I'll. It's unfortunate I don't have it now, but I will.
It's not
give it.
Stephen Alonso's model, is it, or Joe
I'm not
Hanvey?
familiar.
Right, hold on. So I've just got to do a couple more super chats here, and then I'll get on with this video in a sec, so we can talk about that, because that's what you're prepared for. Right, so this is from Jim, billionaire Jim, with a dollar.
5 times!
Matt, you need a globe on the stand so you can spin it and show the flat earth folk how a ball spins and explain opposing star trails. Thanks, Professor Dave. Cheers, Jim. Yeah, I know. I can show the star trails regardless. I've got it. I've got it all in my thing. Yeah. So, yeah, I think Chad understands what I'm saying. He just thinks it happens on a flat earth. I just don't know. I don't know why. New Zealand, $1 New Zealand dollar here from Kango.
5 times!
Does Chad's flat earth model have lips? No, this is a... are you familiar with Nathan Oakley, Chad?
I know the name, but not really.
This is what he sounds like.
It doesn't have lips!
He just shouts ridiculous things out all the time, right? And that was a reference to him. This is Cleavage Kai here for $1. Oh my God, I get the sound things right here.
5 times!
Dave, that's him as well. Dave Weiss saying there is no 24-hour sun in Antarctica, and there's a link for that. So, do you listen to Dave Weiss at all? Otherwise, I won't bother playing that.
I mean, I know him. I don't listen to him regularly, but I certainly have seen his videos and know of him.
He says there's definitely no 24-hour sun. I don't know what this model is that you're citing, because none of the flat Earth daddies seem to reference it.
Yeah, so I've seen it. I've seen it.
Okay, £2 here.
5 times!
From JD, fair enough. I don't know what's fair enough, but thank you for the £10. Right, so let's go through this video then, and we'll see what issues you've got with this. Right, because flat Earth I have actually looked into, and I know that if you do your own research with flat Earth, you are not a flat earther. You cannot be if you do proper research, and I will be demonstrating this today. This gets quite heated with Joe Rogan and this guy, because Joe Rogan is not a flat earther. And let's check out and see what happens, what they talk about.
The biggest conspiracy theory that freaks everybody out is flat Earth. Now, I don't know what the Earth is, but experientially, through the testimony of the eyes, it is flat. And there is very little chance that I will ever in my life, or most of us will ever in our life, experience anything other than what is effectively a flat Earth.
That's due to scale. But you could look beyond that and say, well, it looks flat to me, and that be your evidence, or you can provide any evidence, let's say.
And the way laser sighting across large bodies of water, or navigation maps for air travel for pilots is always a presumption of a flat Earth. It's always in the.
Do you believe that as well?
I'm sorry. What was it you're asking me if I believe?
He was saying about the pilots. The pilot books always say assume a flat Earth.
I mean, I know they do. I know they say that. You know, you've seen it in NASA and stuff. I've seen it. Yeah.
They say assume a rigid plane and a flat surface, don't they?
Well, flight manuals might. I don't know about NASA.
The NASA, well, the document everyone always shares says, just imagine it as a constant mass and a rigid over a flat, non-rotating plane. But when you burn fuel, you're not of constant mass. And the planes, the wings on planes literally do this all the time. So that's not rigid.
Well, there's a varying degree of rigidity of planes, certainly. But yeah, no, I hear you. I think, yeah, I don't know what to say about it. I mean, it's there. Did you have something to say about it. And
Yeah, I'm just saying that, like, that is a typical example of cherry picking. When he said that, it's like he's picked two things that because they work for him, but he's ignored the other two things that were even referenced in that paragraph that don't work for him, and he's ignored the entire rest of the document that references gravity endlessly.
well, not every time you see the reference about assuming a flat, non-rotational Earth does it mention mass and rigidity. You can find that, but it's not like they're hand in hand.
Okay, well, I haven't read all of them. Maybe all right. Let's go on.
And on
No, it isn't. It's simplified in there. It also says of constant mass, which it never is, because it can't be constant mass if you're burning jet fuel the whole fucking journey, and also a rigid aircraft, which no aircraft is rigid. Sit on a wing seat, look at the wing in mid-flight, and tell me that that's rigid. It's not. It's simplifying it.
on maps.
How so?
Well, if you're flying a jet at low altitude, you're not making corrections for curvature, even though you're going fast enough where you should be. And so what's actually happening there? Well,
What's actually happening there is that we live in a pressure gradient because gravity exists. So there is dense, less dense, less dense, less dense, less dense as we go up. There you go. This is my fantastic explanation when I forgot all of the forces. But let's look at this, right? So are you familiar with Wolfie 6020?
No. The name Wolfie sounds familiar. Again, I hear in peripheral, but I don't really follow a lot of flat earthers.
So this is what, let's see what he tries to explain it here.
That is how the globe aircraft follows life.
All right, so you're probably going to disagree with this, but this is a better explanation, right?
Description below, and you can see how Wes Wally has satisfied the challenge, and you can also see how the flat earther immediately starts backpedaling and making excuses. It makes for a good laugh. So in this video, we're going to look at a new simulator by Walter Bislin.
He's just talking about the flight dynamics. So what I was trying to say, he's actually got a model that models it and explains.
So it's to come. I thought I was commenting on what he said there, but this is
what did you want to comment on?
No, I don't know I didn't know what to comment. I wasn't sure what he was talking about. That's what I was going to ask you.
No, yeah. It's just what I was trying to say about the flight dynamics and the thrust and the gravity and all of that working as you sit within a period of what's the word I'm looking for? Let him tell you. I don't fucking know anymore.
Okay.
Accurately demonstrates how an aircraft can follow the curvature of the Earth by simply maintaining altitude. This simulator considers aerodynamics and physics, looking at the many forces acting on an aircraft in flight, including lift, weight, thrust, and drag. The simulator shows how these forces interact with the changing direction of gravity as the aircraft follows the curvature of the Earth, and that causes the attitude of the aircraft to follow the curvature of the Earth while the altitude remains constant. So we'll take a look at this simulator in more detail later in the video, but for now I just want you to notice that the altitude of the aircraft is not changing as it follows the curvature of the Earth. That is how the globe math works, requiring only that the aircraft maintain altitude. So
is that plane upside down?
No, because there's no top and bottom of the ball. This is what winds me up about flat earthers. I've just tried to tell you, and you must understand. Please, if you don't, I'll try again.
No,
when you're in space, it's not circular reasoning.
It is.
You require, for your globe, because that you clearly do not understand the globe model at all, because you think that there is a table underneath the globe dictating that to be the bottom, right? And not just equal with everything else, because it's just in space with no up and down. You think that isn't the globe model. So you don't understand the globe model. So why are you talking about it?
I find it funny.
Yeah, but you can't explain to me how. Like,
no,
is there something under the globe that dictates the south to be down? Is there?
Listen, listen. I don't believe in the ball at all, right? So I don't know what's under the globe.
No, but you're misrepresenting what is said about it. Like you're acting like it's on a desk. That's how you. That also how all flat earthers talk about it. Do you know Angels of Shite? Do you know Angels of Light from TikTok? He constantly talks about this. He thinks that plane would have to dip its nose to maintain altitude. He was disproven by Bob the Science Guy on my channel live, and he still says the same thing. He showed a similar thing to that. He used Angels of Light's own model, got him to put it so as it was pointing. It was level in level flight, and it stayed in level flight no matter where it went. The plane isn't upside down. That's not how down is. Down is that way. Down is towards the center of Earth. I don't know why that is hard. Like, I get it, because at first I was like, hang on a minute, that's the top and that's the, like, when you don't look into this stuff. But once it's explained and you're like, actually, reference frames are very important. And there isn't, what is your reference frame to make that the north up and the south down? Other than looking at it on a screen, you don't, it's like flat earthers cannot think in 3 dimensions.
No, I understand what you're saying. I don't buy it, right? That's the difference. I don't buy it. That's the difference. It's not that I don't understand.
But you buy a glass dome that you've never seen and 15 million circling suns in the south.
I mean, we all believe something a little crazy. Let's be honest, right?
But no one's seen the dome and you believe it. I
don't know that I believe there's a physical dome. There could be. We definitely have gas pressure, but I don't have, any. I don't know about a dome. I like to look and have a certain amount of evidence before I make up my mind. I don't know that there is a dome. There might be, but I'm just saying I don't buy the explanation that I understand what it is. I just don't buy it.
So if there's no dome, space travel would be possible, right? Watch this video. It's got the whole law. Oh, this is not what I wanted. I did that one. Nope. I'm going to have to re-find it again. Oh, hang on. That was, I don't know why. And the, what it... Up.
And like...
Where was I going with it? It's ridiculous. Debunk of this utter knob. Yeah, so that, then what about... Because it will be... They're going to go on to the flights now. So what do you think about the Southern Hemisphere flights? That's the next topic, I believe, on this.
Okay, so I guess I'm not sure how to respond to that. What do I think of the Southern flights?
Well, what he said on there, he said this Cape Town to, did he say Buenos Aires? Something like that. Doesn't exist.
I can tell you there are some flights that you won't find in direct route. But like you mentioned, Sao Paulo to Cape Town. Yeah. Right. I could see that flight. I mean, what is it? Be 13 hours of flight. I could see that.
Yeah. So take that fly across the flat map. That's 13 hours, is it? That would be about 24 hours. The distance is huge. When you compare it to, like, there's Sydney to Santiago.
There's length contraction in the south.
Please explain.
Well, like you know how your model has length contraction, right? Our model has length contraction as well, and the distances just don't seem as far in the south. You can just
so a double distance would just seem like a single distance.
Well, I mean, are you sure it's a double distance? Have you looked into it?
I can tell you, if you can see this. So I've got where are we here? So you've got Santiago down here somewhere. All right, Santiago, where are we? Santiago down here somewhere, Sydney over here, right? There's that flight. That flight exists, Qantas, right? And there's also a flight from, I think is it New York to Hong Kong or something, which is sort of there. Sort of that distance. They take almost the same amount of time. Because on a globe, they are exactly or almost exactly the same distance from each other. On a flat Earth, one of them is practically next door compared to the other one that you're comparing it to. But yet there's probably an hour's difference in flight time. Like how would that work? Like you've got to go all the way from down here to here, to up here in a direct flight.
You're saying you know of that direct flight?
Someone took it to Antarctica and was tracked the entire way in the final experiment. A guy called Critical Think.
Where did they go from and to?
From Sydney, Australia to Santiago in Chile.
Let me just take a look at that real quick.
Okay. Hold on, while you're looking, I'm just going to read out some more super chats here.
No, go right ahead.
Got Kango here for $5 New Zealand. Cheers, Kango. Experience through your eyes. Sunset. C-U-N-T. That's what he's saying. Sunset. We'll get to sunsets, no doubt. Jim Daniels, billionaire Jim. Cheers, Jim. $5. Thrust and lift for the win. Talking about the flights there. Deplorable says for £5. Can Chad explain why the sun sets? If perspective is how far away it has to be to disappear. Yeah, we'll get to that. And again from Deplorable, as Chad says, he needs evidence. What is his evidence for flat Earth? Roger for top left. Do you know Roger Ledwell? Roger Ledwell's everybody's favourite flat earther. I've got one more here from Kango, sorry. Kango for $5 New Zealand dollars. I suffer from length contraction. Yes, so do I. When I'm in the south, I've got a small cock, so I ain't going down there no more. You found that flight? It's Qantas. Qantas. Does anyone know the number of the Qantas Sydney to Santiago flight? To help.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, it shows a non-stop flight for about 13 hours.
Yeah.
Sydney to SCL. I'm sure that's the airport.
Does that not make you think? Compare that to other length of flights that you can verify for yourself. Why are they like a quarter, or they appear to be a quarter or just a half of that flight on your map?
So what other flights?
The one I just said, was it? What's the other one that they always compare it to that's a similar? It's about 12 hours, but it's something like New York to Hong Kong or something. I think that's what it is.
Hold on a second here.
Oh, New York to Tokyo. Sorry, New York to Tokyo. So the flat earthers always used to say that none of these flights were non-stop, and now they don't say that anymore, and they talk about wind speed and all this sort of stuff. And Dave Weiss says that the planes are secret military planes that go twice the speed but need 7 layers of paint to hold together, with zero evidence for that whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But that's strong evidence, isn't it?
I'm not even sure I understand exactly what these distances are.
Yeah, but you can map them on there, and you can see that if you map them on your map, you can see that they're nothing alike. But on a globe, they're pretty much the same.
So again, as you look at the south, the distances are farther apart. So the times are going to be different. I'm not sure I have a good explanation for you on that, but that just seems to be the reality.
But the lines, the latitude, the longitude lines go out like this, right, in the south.
Yeah.
But so Are you saying that if someone set out on one of those lines walking to the south and the other one set out on a different one, the other side of the Earth, they would be in two different points of Antarctica, or would they both meet at the South Pole?
You broke up at the end. They walk separate and what?
If they follow the line, the longitude
Opposite.
line, yeah. If they follow the line and they both walk south, are you saying that they're both going to end up on a different part of the ice wall or whatever, or are they both going to meet up at the South Pole?
No, they would meet up at different points.
They would meet up in different points.
I mean, they wouldn't meet up, but they would go to different. They would go to opposing points.
Well, they objectively always meet up in the South Pole or near it. Like that's, people have done that lots of times from different Antarctic explorers. Like everything, the globe doesn't need to explain any of this. It works, right? Whether you let me just throw you a bone here, because I understand completely that a fucking ball going through space at 1,000,000 miles an hour and that we're all just stuck to it somehow sounds insane. It does, right? But does it sound more insane when everything works on that model? Like, you've not said one thing to me so far that I wouldn't be able to explain on that model. But yet...
Well, listen, I understand. Yeah, they both sound ridiculous, right? So the only reason yours sounds less ridiculous to you is because you've been given explanations that you have been told, hey, we've got it figured out. This is what it is. And there's a lot of stuff that, listen, I'm a flat earther because the earth is flat, right? Like when I look up and I see things I don't understand, that's a different thing, right? Like when we look at a planet in a telescope, it is a ball of light, right? Like I don't know what that means, but it certainly doesn't match, what I was told. And when I became a flat earther, it has to do with the evidence of the flat earth, right? It's when you go up and you start talking about things in the sky, there's a lot of things that you can point to, right? Like, oh, look, it looks like the sun goes over the edge, and look, there's 2 points of rotation for the stars. I understand that, right? And again, we're 10 years deep into this. Even the knowledge of 150 years ago has been suppressed, and we're slowly but surely we're kind of digging out of this information desert, and so again, there's going to be things that I can't explain to you, and there's going to be things that don't make sense. But you have to understand that your model was the same way before you sat down and they came up with explanations for everything.
But they all work, don't they? Like flat Earths are just as long.
They do work.
Is a flat Earth argument would you make this argument that the ancient civilizations used to think the Earth was flat?
I mean, I don't know if I'd make the argument. I'd say it's true.
Right. Okay. So in that case, flat Earth has had longer than the globe to come up with explanations for what everything does, and yet they have none.
No, come on, you can't be serious. So listen, I was not a flat earther. Listen, so that's like saying I was a flat earther and I have like ancient family members who have all passed down this information, and that's just not true. That's not true. I was as a globe believer as you can get, right? Like I thought flat Earth was crazy as well. Like, oh, people think the Earth's flat. What the hell? That's crazy. How could they think that? So clearly, this is something that's rather new. Nobody was talking about flat Earth. I mean, yeah, in the ancient times they were, and that's not information we have access to. That's not. They don't teach you that in school.
But your argument here, it seems to be, forgive me if I'm wrong, is that you literally need magic from the equator onwards to make flat Earth work. You're literally telling me...
No more magic than your magic, my friend.
Really?
Like dark matter, okay. Dark energy,
forget
contraction.
gravity. I might agree with you. They're just assuming stuff there. There is a downward acceleration measured. You can call it whatever you want, right? They can say whatever they want. NASA... I don't care about any of these people. I care about what we can do here to prove things for ourselves. And you can't even give me an explanation of flight times and you can't give me an explanation for the sky.
So I think I did with the sky. I told you there's magnets have two poles, right?
So
we're going to see.
So what does
two,
that explain?
we have a magnetic. There's magnetism going on, right? I mean we have a magnetic field.
Yeah, there'd be magnetism going on in the north as well. But we don't need multiple suns to explain that for you. But we do in the south.
I don't think we have multiple suns. Everybody sees the apparent sun.
So the sun's only apparent in the south?
It's apparent everywhere.
Do you realise that you can't make the argument with a serious face that the sun's apparent and that's just the end of the conversation? So we can have an apparent sun. The sun can just be anywhere we need it to be. But if there's only one sun that isn't apparent, that matches every globe prediction that anyone can make. And that don't make no sense. But the apparent sun just happened to match all of the globe predictions. But on a flat Earth is
even in a ball Earth, you see an apparent sun. Right, due to refraction. You see,
but there's still an actual sun there, right? That's slightly not where it possibly is because it's apparent because of refraction. It doesn't put it. No, because the sun would still be roughly where we're looking at it, right? It wouldn't be loads of different places around the disk, around the edge of the disk, going over your head like this for months.
That's what we modeled.
No one's modelled that. I want to see your model of that.
I will send it. I will find it.
Wow. I've never seen that. Other than when he said like that, what's his name? Joe Hanvey tried to model it numerous times. I think got to about 50 models and just gave up after TFE. And the other thing I don't understand is, not you, because you haven't said this, but with a lot of the main flat earthers, they say that the TFE, the final experiment, was fake, it's all bullshit and all this. And at the same time, they say, anyway, the 24-hour sun is completely expected on a flat Earth. Well, then why is it fake then? Why have they faked it if it's completely expected? No one can tell me why it's expected. Like, you're not telling me why you expect to see it. You're just saying apparent sun and hand waving.
So I've seen videos where it's modeled out, and I'll send them, and maybe you can pin it in the chat.
100%, I will do that because I've never seen it. What about? Should we move on with the video and see what else? Because I'm trying to stick to the talking points that you're already prepared for.
That's fine. Yeah,
you'll have to level off, right? Everything you're using will keep you there. That's the layman's way of saying it.
Fly over
but you can
Antarctica.
watch the sun rise and fall.
They don't even fly from Cape down to Buenos Aires.
There's a understanding of the precession of the equinoxes.
They travel up into the other hemisphere.
So Joe Rogan just made a point there about. So what do you think about sunsets?
So I think that as things so through perspective and refraction, that's what makes the sun set. Angular resolution is how we see the half of the sun, at full size. I think I've seen an explanation for a setting sun on a flat Earth model.
So the sun would be the only thing in the world that doesn't start off in a dot and get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as it is above your head, and then go smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until it disappears into a dot. It stays the same angular size and sets.
Not always. It depends on the humidity in the environment. So when you go into deserts or really dry environments, that's not what you see. You see it kind of fizzle down to a smaller dot and kind of disappear.
Never with a solar filter on the camera, you don't.
I disagree.
Have you got a non-solar filter video to show?
No.
I've got a solar filter. Do you want to see the sunset?
Yeah, let's see it.
Okay. So this is, where is it? This one.
The P900.
So this is zooming in and out of the sun as it sets. I'm just going to mute it because it's not relevant. He's showing you an experiment in his house to show you. So there's the sun. So he's got a solar filter on there so you can see the sun. You got a slight refraction from the bottom there, squishing it up a bit. But it hasn't changed size at all, and he's coming in and out, and this is apparently getting further and further away, you would say, right?
Yes.
So it just keeps going. It's like a time lapse. It just keeps going in and out with the zoom. He's got a P900, by the way. I think he's using it, the flat Earth camera.
Yeah, right there. You can see on the bottom. You can see it melting. Right. That's it's essentially refraction.
Right. So it's going to refract all the way below the very crisp horizon that also wouldn't happen on a flat Earth.
It's not just refraction. It's our perspective. Like, look, like when he's out, stop it right now. Just stop it.
Yeah, hold on.
If you can.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you look, right, like the entire view of, let me put here, is starting here, and as it's going out, it is getting thinner. So if you look at the top of the page, it's sky, and if you bring it all the way down to the middle, it's essentially going down. If you look at the ocean, it's going up. It starts down, and as you go up the page, they converge and meet. Right? And,
it would be a smaller dot. When does perspective ever make the object go below eye level?
All the time.
Never.
That's always. If
Never.
something gets further away, it is going to go
only when there's a barrier blocking that, like the Earth.
No.
Yes.
Not true. Not true.
You think it? So why would it bias downwards?
Why is the sky going downwards? Why is the sun? Why is
the sky going downwards is perspective. An object in the sky that you think is getting further away isn't going to go below eye level.
Of course it does.
No,
it does. We see it every night.
It's a sunset. Tell me why this horizon is crisp like that. You think if the Earth was flat, that wouldn't just blur out into the distance?
Yeah, that's exactly what we see right there.
That's exactly what we see right there.
Yep. And it has to do with angular resolution and refraction. That's the.
I bet you don't believe in refraction when we can see too far, though, do you?
Refraction doesn't make you see farther. It brings objects closer to you. Yeah, 100%.
Really? So it doesn't. Refraction doesn't allow you to see over a curve.
No.
Okay.
No.
Hold that thought. But this is we're going to continue with the sunset. This is going to, in your opinion, it's going to get so far away that it goes below the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, you say that this will, on other nights, just get smaller and smaller until it's a dot.
Not on other nights. You have to go to like a very dry environment, like a desert. So let me ask you this.
Yep.
So how much curvature is there? I mean, stop it for a second. That's a lot of curvature. Half the sun's missing, right?
Yeah.
So if you took that camera and turned it as far left and as far right as you can see, that horizon's still straight.
To your eyes, yes.
So if we can see that much curvature, where's the curvature left to right?
No, I'm saying that left to right, you couldn't detect it with your eyes. You could measure it.
Yeah, if I can detect it right there, I'm seeing detectable curvature according to you, right? I can see it. So
if you wasn't, you wouldn't see a crisp horizon. It's as simple as that.
Then take the same camera that can see the curvature and turn it left and right and show me the curvature.
No, you're not going to see it left to right
with your
naked eyes.
Because it's flat.
Yeah, so if I showed you a video, you probably saw it on there. So if I showed you an amateur rocket launch from space showing you clear curvature, would you say can't see that?
No, you didn't show me curvature.
What did I show you?
You want to pull it up.
Oh, please.
Pull it up.
You're going to tell me it's a fisheye lens? Right,
no, it's not a fisheye lens. It's distortion.
Which, on a rectilinear lens, there's no distortion mid.
There's not optical distortion, but there is distortion from motion.
Well, it just happens to match the curvature that's predicted at that height, is it?
Well, I tell you what. Pull up the video, because at 2.5 minutes, you can see that same curvature from like 1,000-foot altitude. It's not curvature. it's shutter roll distortion.
Is it? Would you want a conversation with a professional photographer? Because I know many. I've actually spoken to a lot
Pull
of
up
them.
the video. Let's look at it.
Okay. Is that it there?
But if I can see curvature straight, I should see curvature left, and I don't.
It's not the same thing. You can see the crisp horizon there, which shows you the curvature.
Yeah. It's very crisp all the way around.
Yeah. Why?
In every direction.
Why?
So,
with refraction,
because it's
if
flat.
you're citing
It's
refraction,
flat.
that would make it even worse. It would be even more blurry into the distance.
No.
Yes.
No.
What
There's
are you
lots
talking
of
about?
refraction. No, there's lots of different types of refraction.
Let me find the clip, or I can just bring up the video.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you do this? I know the video. Pull up the video.
Okay.
Pull up the 12-minute video, the gentleman you referenced.
Yep.
And while you're doing that, I'm just going to real quick fill my coffee.
All right, mate. Distant ships. Where do you want me to start?
Okay, so just go to about the 220 mark.
About there?
Okay, so right here. Now, if you look, this is also flights. See the top right? See that curvature? Mm-hmm. That was like way low altitude.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Edges are going to get distorted on any lens, right? But not through the center.
so go back it up and let's watch it so everybody can see it. Okay. Right here in the top right.
Yeah.
You can see that's less than 1,000-foot altitude.
Right.
Right? And did you notice the curvature that the lens was showing?
Yeah.
It matches the Earth curvature.
Why didn't it
At
Why didn't it go
1,000
convex like that when it was right up in the air and it all stabilized out?
It will. When it stabilizes, you're not going to see curvature.
So that's flat to you, is it?
Well, listen, it's trying to focus and it's causing a shutter roll distortion. If it stops, it'll go flat.
Really? Let me know when.
Let you know when what?
When it goes flat.
Well, go back because it slowed down and it was flat.
So I need to cherry pick your bit rather than just watching it.
No, listen. It's very simple. If the camera,
You ain't making it sound very simple, Chad. Sorry. Is that flat?
It looks flat to me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Does it look flat to anyone else in the chat? None of this looks flat. Let's slow it down.
So if the camera slows down and focuses, all you're going to see is flat. Listen, what this go up 56 miles?
Yeah.
So do you know recently who was that? The Virgin guy. What's his name?
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson. Didn't he just do something recently where he went to space or something? Well, at 50 miles up, there's a picture out the cockpit completely flat.
Is there?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen any more of Wolfie 6020's videos when he's at the cockpit with the horizon below eye level and the horizon is definitely not flat? In fact, it matches the curvature of the Earth at that height again. Have you ever seen Mage 2 from Mr. Sensible?
So again, you can show me no curvature that's not distortion. None.
Oh, so you think a rectilinear lens through the center
Yes.
is going to be distorted exactly how it should be?
It's not going to be optical distortion. It has to do with the shutter roll distortion. It has to do with the camera trying to focus. And because it doesn't take the image all at once, it does it line by line. And if you have the exact same curvature at 1,000 feet up, I mean, that's going to tell you that you're not seeing curvature. Mm-hmm. You would admit you're not seeing the same curvature at 50 miles that you see at 1,000 feet, right? Just go back to 2 minutes, 30 seconds And there it is. You can see plainly. It's not curvature. It's distortion.
This is Mage. This is another amateur guy, not NASA. He's got the 2 lines of reference. He's put 2 bits of string along, both slightly distorted there because that is at the top and that will not so much that one, but this one goes up a little bit there because it's towards the bottom, which nobody denies ever. You're never going to get a completely straight thing, but the center, across the center you will, in a rectilinear lens. And
unless there's sharp jolted movements, then you're going to get distortion on a rectilinear lens. 100%.
So that's showing you there how the lens works, right? So this is the lens that he used. So through the center, it's a completely straight line, and it starts to get more and more distorted as it goes up and down and left to right. But across the center, it should never show any distortion. That's exactly what he's showing you there.
Yeah, but that's optical distortion. You're going to get distortion if the balloon breaks and the camera starts jolting and struggling to focus, you're going to get distortion.
Is that a curve?
Doesn't look like a curve to me.
Come on, Chad.
No, I mean, it looks like a curve to you?
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Not only that, Chad. But they did an overlay on here to show you exactly the curve that would be predicted from that height, and it pretty much matched. It wasn't even as high as the predicted one. I don't know where it is now.
Listen,
but you're going to deny it anyway, so it's kind of pointless.
I'm going to tell you, if you watch the video with an open mind, you'll be able to pick out the cherry points of where they put the video that's shaking to show you curvature. I mean, I noticed you didn't go back to the 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the.
I'll go back to whatever you want, mate. Don't. There's nothing in me that makes me need to lie to do this. You haven't brought up one single thing that stumbled me at all here, and you're telling me you're trying to avoid this 2 minutes. Tell me where to go. I'll go straight back to it. I've already explained to you why that was happening, right? Where are we? 2 minutes? Did you say? Because I've just shown you how the lens is set out, didn't I? I've just shown you a rectilinear lens and the distortion on the lens. I just showed you the thing that that the guy put up himself, right? And that is exactly what he should be doing. That's all around the edge.
Okay. So look right there. See that? How that's distorting?
Yes.
Right? Right?
It's not through the center, is it? I've just shown you. I've just shown you the lens. It was a completely straight line through the center. And then I showed you a horizon within the center, and it was curved. So how would that be?
No. Listen. You're gonna see curvature if the camera is struggling to focus.
Convenient curvature. That's really convenient for you that the curvature completely matches the predicted curvature from all of these heights, isn't it?
But do you deny all the other videos that show a flat horizon?
They are mostly. If you can show me a flat earther video that's not using a fisheye lens, that's going way distorted that way, then I will watch it. But every one I've seen has been a fisheye lens, and they're getting distorted literally everywhere. Yeah, that's what they're called.
No, I understand what it is. I'm just saying. So listen, if it's a fisheye lens, you can't go off of it anyway, right? A fisheye lens is
but that's what you're going off of.
No, it's not.
You just said, have you ever seen the ones with all the flat horizon? Yeah, they're the fisheye lens ones.
No, it's not. I'm not talking about. No.
You think they don't?
You don't think there's any flat horizons videos of independent balloon modelers online?
No, maybe not if they're not very high, they might look flat.
Oh, come on. They say you can see.
Chad, it's not me that's being disingenuous here. You've hand waved away southern flights. You've hand waved away any observation in the sky.
No,
and you're saying to me, "Oh, come on, Matt, you got to give me this one." No, I don't.
No,
I haven't seen it.
I didn't hand wave anything away.
Everything I've said, you've hand waved.
Well, I don't believe that.
Right, let's do some super chats. I appreciate the conversation anyway, Chad. What are we going to? So we got Hackram in here. For £2, in your 10 years into flat Earth life, you're 10 years into a flat Earth life sentence. That's what he's saying to you, Chad. Kango here says for 10 New Zealand dollars. Thanks, Kango. Appreciate that. So, Chad, you're just willfully ignorant. Do you know how to build a microprocessor? If not, does that mean your computer is fake? Do we know? We do know what the planets are. They're not just balls of light. What do you say to that?
I don't think we do know what planets are, to be honest.
What do you think they are?
I don't know. Luminaries. I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to be coy. I look up and they look like luminaries, points of light.
All right, let's go on here. Jim Daniels, billionaire Jim, says the sun is crashing into the sea. Ack. Yeah, that's what it would look like on a flat Earth. We'd have to be going under the sea for that observation. Jim again here. Thanks, Jim. $5. Earthrise photograph Apollo 8, 1969, and Blue Marble Apollo 17, 1972 for the win. Hip yo. What do you say about those two pictures, Chad?
Well, listen. Have you seen the recent photos of the sun, 93 million miles away, and how much detail they can get and how close they can get? It's unbelievable.
Right.
And we've never looked back at Earth and saw the planes flying under the ball. I find it hard to believe.
Yeah, but you can't. Those are actual photographs. What he's just cited there. They're not. You can't say they're CGI or anything like that. So what are they then? If they're.
What do you mean? You can't say they're not actual photographs.
There's negatives of them.
I don't understand. Show me the negatives. Listen.
Where's that thing that's there's like a whole what's that thing, Flickr or something? There's like all of the pictures that they took in 1972 on there. Someone give me a link here and I'll show them. Just to do a couple more super chats while we're doing this. Very polite Flurf, love to see it. Yeah, Chad's a good guy. I appreciate Chad's conversation. Cheers, Cats. Nice to see you in here, mate. Do you know Culture Cats, Chad? He's quite a big YouTuber.
No.
Super chat. He does all different things now. Used to do Flat Earth quite a lot. For Dan, I'm fornicated. Has Chad said what the moon is? Is it a physical object, plasma made of cheese? Can he explain lasers and radio bounce by amateurs like me? So Unfornicated has measured the distance to the moon.
So I mean, talking about lasers, right? Like, lasers were being bounced off the moon before we went to the moon.
Right. So what's that? What does that mean?
I'm saying I felt like he was implying that we went to the moon and put down these reflectors that they can now bounce lasers off of.
Well, that's what they say, but I think he's referencing the guy on the Joe Rogan there that we haven't got to yet, saying that the moon was a ball of plasma. He's asking, do you agree with him? I think that's what he's asking.
I mean, how would I know what the moon is, right? Like, I understand I can look at it and it looks physical, but I have seen scientists in the past say that it's plasma, but I don't know what it is.
Do you think it's its own light?
I do.
But the bits of it that lit up are just happen to be facing exactly where the sun is at all times.
Well, okay, so the model that I subscribe to of Flat Earth puts the real moon and the sun in the center, and it's projected out.
There you go.
Right. So.
So this is the negatives you was asking for. By the way, there's loads of pictures here from 1972.
Yeah, I'd have to research it.
But they're on film, so they're definitely a picture.
I mean, listen, I how do I put this? Like, look, I watch video with blue people riding dragons, right? I mean, I see lots of things.
Wait, 1972? You're going to say that they had technology, they just didn't tell us.
Of course they did. Of course they did. You don't think they could
Based
fake
on
a
what,
picture
though?
in 1972?
So why don't they just fake it on film now then?
They do. They do.
They don't say it's on film now. It's all digital now, and they do fuck around with them now as well, and they don't pretend that they don't. But this is what's so disingenuous. What I find about flat earthers, you've just asked me for this. I've brought you this, and I've shown you what you asked for, and you've immediately said, "Nah."
Listen.
So what's the point? Why are you asking me for anything?
No, because let me tell you, like what I'm looking at here is just I don't know what that is.
What did you expect a negative to look like?
Well, I guess I mean, I know what a negative is. Okay, I'm old enough to know what a negative is.
Right.
But I mean, listen, here's what I'm saying. I could make that on Canva in 5 minutes, right? And I understand what you're saying, like, hey, you asked for it, here it is. But there's other evidence that shows that they've actually used, some sort of.
You should go and make this on Canva now and bring it and see if it looks like that.
Touche.
Right. Okay. What else we got here? So this is Harland. I don't think I've done this one yet. I'm going to do refraction in a second. New conspiracy music videos premiere in 1 hour. Be there or be flat. So there, this guy makes some funny videos. So everybody should go check that out from CMS. CMS, I think he's pimping his own one as well. Yeah, it's a $5. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. CMS Premier. Yeah, we got it. And this is from Dan again. I'm fornicated, bright guy Dan, much more science-minded than I am. Thousands of people like me have measured the distance to the moon. It measures at 2.5 secs round trip. Simple math confirms distance of 239,000 miles. Can you disprove that, Chad?
I don't think I can disprove it. No.
That's fair.
But listen, he could tell me it's 1,000,000 miles away. Can I disprove it? And I would say no.
Yeah,
so,
but
I mean,
this is what I thought, right? So when I was first getting into this, I think, why would they pretend everything is these distances? They could just tell me anything. They could say the Earth spins at 1 mile an hour. They could say, they could say anything, right? And I wouldn't be able to disprove it. But
because all layered. It's all layered on each other, right? Like, so because of how big the star is, it has to be so far away. It's all layered on each other. There is a reason that they tell you it's that distance.
Yeah, because that distance and that speed works for all observations. That's
right.
It just works. Everything works. This is my problem. Believe me, Chad, I am probably more likely to veer to conspiracy than not. But yet, flat Earth to me, there is nothing that tells me this Earth is flat. Just look, and I don't need NASA to tell me that. I don't need anybody. I can watch a sunset. I can see the southern rotation in the southern sky. I can see the fact that everybody came from. I tracked all of the flights to the final experiment. They all came from a different part of the Earth. And all of the flight times matched exactly what they're supposed to. They would never have matched on a flat Earth. They just wouldn't have. They all came from different places around the world to come together. And everything they did there, every observation they made, 12, I think it was, different things. You can go and check it out on TFE, on Will's channel, Will Duffy. Every observation on there matched the globe. The two flat earthers that went were poster boys for flat Earth, Whitsitt and Jeren. Everybody loved him. Jeren had 160. Jeren's come out as a glober now, and they've all just turned their back on him. Like now they're saying he's paid opposition to pretend that this happened. Like, this guy's just telling the truth. That's what a truther should be. Like, surely, are you interested in the truth?
Yeah, and here's the thing, though. Again, I'm only really basing my opinion on the Earth, right? When you start looking up, and that's your major evidence is the sky. I don't find that as compelling. I find that as a situation where, again, 1,000 years ago, your story would have sounded uber ridiculous to anybody, right? And they wouldn't have had an explanation, and they would have said, all of the observations match. We're standing here. We can levitate, and the Earth doesn't go around underneath us, and we're not moving. Like, all of the observations match, right? And so for you now to scream, "Hey, I see star trails. The Earth has got to be round." I'm telling you, the Earth itself, there's too much evidence to show that we can see well beyond where we should. Like that sun. that sun. If we can see the sun set, then I should have seen curvature left or right. And you just hand wave that off. Like, oh,
No, I didn't hand wave it off. You can see curvature. You just can't detect it with your eyes because it's so slight. You see curvature everywhere you look, but can't.
Half that sun was under the horizon. Half the sun, right? The sun's
what? Okay. What do you think?
If I can, go ahead.
No, go on. I'll let you finish.
I'm saying if I can see that sun set right with that P900, if I can see that much curvature, if I'm standing on a ball and I look left and look right, I guess it depends on the size of the ball, but if I can see the sun set, I should be able to see curvature left or right with the same camera.
If the sun, I can see that part. If there was something to reference it with, you would be able to. You reference in the curvature with the sun and the crisp horizon, which would not be there if the Earth was flat. It would just blur off into the, especially with refraction. It would be just a blur, just haze. It would not be this crisp line. It just would be impossible. Did you see this? Did you see this on the video? That this with the tank there. So I've shown this on that video. What's your explanation for this? Because this is bringing something over the curve by changing the medium.
I don't know what that is.
You saw it though, yeah?
No.
All right, okay.
No.
I'm sure I showed it on that Joe Rogan video. But so he's got that, what you've just seen there, with all the different colours of the Play-Doh or whatever it is. And then all they do is there's a curve there, and they just change the medium by pouring whatever this is on top, right? You'll see it in a sec. Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't think you did play this.
There you go. And the red is rising up from behind, right? You cannot see that red, and now you can. You see that?
Yeah. Yep.
So you said that refraction doesn't bring things up.
Mm-hmm.
It brings them forward. Well, how do you explain that then?
Well, let me see. What's the title of this video?
It is Flat Earth Proof Refraction is Not Just Stretching.
Is not just stretching?
Yeah.
Okay. Refraction is not just stretching. So
I'm only going to show you what I've just shown you. I don't know why you need to bring it out for yourself. It's only a couple of minutes. 1 minute 16.
No, go. Let's watch it again here. I'm not. So they're suggesting that that's on a curved surface.
Well, this is
right?
There's the container there. You can see that's a curve. Right. And then they pour the stuff on, and you see the red come up from behind.
I mean, I have to believe that is real.
Yeah.
Right. I know that refraction and humidity affect the heights of things.
Yeah. So there's your we see too far then. It's possible, right?
I'd have to.
You can't bring yourself to say it, can you, Chad?
Well, because I've done a ton of research and I know that that this doesn't jive with what I've.
But you've just seen it though.
Yeah, but again, it's
come on.
I mean, listen. I said, I'm being as honest as I can with you. I said, yeah, I believe it's real, and I'm going to have to look into it. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. You think I'm going to say, hey, oh my God, the Earth is flat?
Have you ever looked at the Walter Bislin Earth curve calculator?
Say it again.
Walter Bislin Earth curve calculator.
I believe I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that shows you exactly what you should see on a globe and you should see on a flat Earth. And the flat Earth, it's always got like the distance, just like what I say is going to happen. No clear horizon, just everything going off, and you can see the entire object. It's not going to go below eye level. Flat Earthers use this when they think it helps them, and dismiss it when they think it doesn't help them. It never helps them, by the way, because we don't see too far. I've never seen any evidence that we see too far when you take account for refraction, which I've just shown you. So that isn't a fake video. You've accepted that's a real video. So whether you think that we can see buildings because they're being raised up by refraction or not, that just got raised up by refraction from behind a curve, didn't it?
No, I've seen things go up and down from refraction. I've seen that video. I've seen videos like that.
You've seen videos like that, like like with the Chicago skyline observation, by the way, and that everybody brings up, like that. If refraction didn't rise and drop things all the time, the observation that one guy, the Wixky or whatever his name is, the one that everybody cites, all the flat earthers, that you'd be able to see that every single day, but yet you cannot see that every single day.
Well, I mean, you cannot just, the atmosphere is not just like crystal clear.
I agree.
Looking over the lake. Yeah.
I agree. And that is why you can see further than you should because of what I've just shown there.
Yeah. I have to. So here's what it is. I imagine that there's some sort of explanation or ha-ha moment that when I get off here and look at this video and dive into it, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, this is what was going on.
Just to let you know, I'm absolutely happy to do this anytime. You're decent to talk to, and I'm happy to do this again if you want to go away and research all of these and show me stuff. I'm happy to see it. I've got nothing to.
Yeah, I mean, this video specifically, it's interesting. I'm going to check it out,
and don't forget, I want to see the other thing with the sun being seen 24 hours from everywhere around the outside of the.
Yep.
And an explanation for 2 points of rotation, and why everybody looking south can see Sigma Octantis. Even though they're all looking in different directions according to the flat Earth.
Yeah, I think that would be explainable.
Would you like if I said that to you? This is why I laugh. So if I said to you, if you said to me, let's say that all of the sky observations matched the flat Earth. So if I looked south and I was in Chile and I could see Sigma Octantis and look that way. In Australia looking south, and they couldn't, right? And there was only a point of rotation over there. If I said, yeah, there'll be an explanation for that and I'll just accept whatever it is, you would laugh your bollocks off at me. You would say, fuck off, Matt.
I mean, it's no different than dark matter or dark energy or all of them.
But you don't need any of that for the shape of the Earth. I don't care about space. That's beyond my pay grade. I let people like Toon talk about dark matter, FTFE, all these people. I don't care.
But it's necessary for your model. You can't just hand wipe it away.
It's not necessary. It's not necessary because we both agree there's a downward acceleration. The only thing that's necessary for what I believe is a downward acceleration. You can call it gravity. You can pretend it's electrostatics. You can call it whatever you want, but everything falls down, not up. So I don't care about dark matter.
Some things go up. Well, I mean, dark matter. You should care about dark matter because without it, your whole model falls apart.
Yeah, but your whole model falls apart regardless of anything. Like, you can't explain one. I don't think. Have you explained one thing today to me?
I mean, I don't know to your satisfaction, but which I didn't expect you to be like, oh my God, Chad, you made a lot more sense than anybody else. No, I don't expect you to I'm sure I've said nothing that you haven't heard before. No. But yes, I do think that I've given you explanations. Now, whether it's satisfactory for you or not, that may be a different story.
Yeah. What else what other topics did we have on this thing here? Are you all right for another 10 minutes?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Good. Right, let's have a look. What else we got here? I'm not really sure. Was it from that one that I have to go back from? Yes. So what else do we have here? Third party. Oh yeah. So the ISS. What do you think about that?
I'm not sure what to think of it. I can tell you I see a lot of leaked videos that show a little, green screen fakery, um, but I don't know what to think of it. I don't think that anybody's on the ISS flying around the sky. I do realize that something's up there,
Yeah.
right? But I don't think it's a space station.
So what else would it be?
I don't know.
And is it orbiting or is it going round in circles?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really put a ton of research into the ISS specifically. So I mean, I don't have an explanation. Um,
So do you think?
just like you probably don't have an explanation for like all the videos that show fake gravity, like when they drop something and it falls, or they're
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't take a lot of. There's people that debunk them, but again, I've not debunked them. I don't look at them really. I'm not going to claim something that I haven't looked at myself. I can't go and verify. Like, I'm very much, what can I look at? What can I go outside and look at myself? I'm about that. I'm not about, well, this is, if, I've seen videos when the people claim they're wearing harnesses and this is what they're doing. I've seen people debunk them and I tend to think, yeah, that's probably not true. They're probably not wearing harnesses, but I haven't put the work into that. So I'm not going to say that I can 100% say that that's not fake, but I'm not really bothered about space. Do you believe space is real? Do you believe other planets are real? Do you think these are all just things that are there? And if you think that they're all just things that are there, what are they there on? Because you said you're not sure if there's a dome. So
Yes. So I don't think that we're hurtling through space. I think we are fixed, as our experience tells us. Not just because it's our experience, but I do think that there's probably not this endless space, right? Like space that we're just flying through endlessly. That sounds a little outlandish. Now, it never used to, right? Like it never used to sound outlandish. I was as programmed as anybody else, and of course there's space.
see, why do you call it programming? That bothers me.
Well,
because
because
in my opinion, you've been programmed because
I understand that.
you're not giving me anything. Like, you're not giving any explanation for any points I'm putting to you, but you're still insisting that they're all true anyway. You can't tell me how there's the sun everywhere at the same time, but there is. You can't tell me whether there's a dome or not. You can't tell me you can't tell me about the flight times. You can't tell me about the star rotations, but you just believe it. That is programming to me. Like, at least I've got an explanation for everything I'm saying, whether it's programming or not.
Yeah, you have an explanation because you went through the same, school system that I did, right? Of course you have an explanation. And I understand what you mean when you say, "Hey, I think you're the program one." I understand that. Believe me, I do. But when I say programmed, I don't mean it as any disrespect to you or anybody for that matter. I was, I mean, but we go through a school system and we are taught authority, and like that's why doctors wear the white robes, right? It's an implied authority, and it's meant to kind of in a way just mentally control us. And that's when we go to school, we're told a story. And if you question it in the third grade and say, wait a minute, how are we standing on the bottom of the ball? And then they just, no. This is gravity. This is how it is. And you just kind of accept it. And I'll be honest with you, that's hard. That's a big one, right? Like flat Earth. For flat Earth to be true, what that implies is just a complete upside down, like just a complete mind fuck of your entire worldview. And I understand that you're saying, hey, I'm open to it, but but at the same time, like I'm not sure you're open enough to it.
Give me evidence. This is what I've said to flat earthers ever. Like,
listen,
I've literally given you everything you've asked for it. You've just said no to all of it, right? But you haven't given me any.
And so have you. But you don't see it that way, right? You just see it as
right. Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Maybe not everything. But what I have given you, right? Like you can just as easily hand wave it away as I am. Like we're not that different.
everything I say match doesn't. I don't need multiple models to make things work. I've spoke to flat earthers where they tell me what the sun does, and then they'll tell me this thing about the coffee cup caustic where you can still have sunlight in the south because of the way the sun's shining into the dome at a certain angle, which puts the sun outside the dome. So the sun's inside the dome and outside the dome just to make different things work. The light seems to work how light doesn't work. It just randomly stops in certain places and goes on to other places. It's nonsense. I've never seen any one working flat earth model that can explain everything I see, whereas the globe explains everything I see. Like, for instance, we ignore Antarctica. Why? I mean, I know what you're going to say, but why is it the sun sets from right to left in the south and the sun sets from left to right in the north? What is the equator on a flat earth? Why is that an important line on a flat disk?
Well, it just happens to be the center point between the sun's path, north and south.
Yeah, but the way the sun, like on your model, the sun goes round in circles, right? Like this. Mm-hmm. This is what you believe, and it goes between two tropics. Is that what you believe?
Right.
Right, for the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then the equator's just the center of those 2 points.
Right, but in the south, the sun would be going the opposite way. Like this. It would be going this way in the north, but this way in the south. That's what we see.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I believe that has to do with the fact that there's 2 poles, and that's just a reality of the sun.
So the equator is just an arbitrary line that the sun just suddenly starts going a different way afterwards. Like,
it doesn't change directions at the equator. Yes,
it does.
What do you mean? You're saying rotation. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So if you were to watch it rise and set, it's still east to west because east to west have flipped. But it's right to left rather than left to right.
Yeah. 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 And I, again, listen, it's like you're demanding answers. We've been at this 10 years. And I know that seems like a cop-out, but it's not. Imagine
you could be at this 200 years, you wouldn't have an answer for that. This is what turned Jeren, the sun.
No, listen, I know. But listen, that's science, my man. That's science. That's how it works. Like, you get information, you update. You get information, you update. You have had that happen. The sun distance has changed a half a dozen times, right? And now we have it. But before, when we thought the sun was, 40 million miles or 30,000 miles, that didn't make your model less valid to you. You just didn't understand.
I didn't know about any of that. I don't care about the sun's distance.
I
know the sun is very, very, very far away. Otherwise, it would change size in the sky. So it has to be. It cannot be local. Otherwise, it would be a dot, get bigger and bigger and bigger above my head, then go down into a dot again.
Does the moon change size? You're saying even at the moon's distance, it's still.
I think the moon does. The moon change angular size a little bit? I don't know about the moon.
I think they both do technically.
The sun doesn't disappear into a dot, though, does it? Like anything else in the sky would.
I can absolutely show you video where the sun disappears.
So when the stars are on the horizon, why can I still see them? They're further away than the sun, right? So why haven't they set due to perspective?
Well, they do.
So if I can see a star on the horizon, whatever star it is, that star is further away than the sun, right?
I don't think it is. No.
You think the stars are closer than the sun?
I think that the real sun is not what we see. The apparent sun. I think the apparent sun is
right. The apparent sun. So the apparent sun is closer than the stars.
It appears that way. It appears they're both very close.
So, but the stars are on the horizon and they're not doing what you claim the sun does. They're there whilst the sun is doing that. The sun is either going into the sea or setting or whatever you said it was doing. But the stars behind it are still in view, even though they're further away. Why haven't they done that?
Well, again, I don't know that they're further away.
Well, you think they're closer?
I think that than
we're dodging all of this stuff. Like when we fly in a plane Have we got to dodge stars and sun on our way somewhere? Like what are you talking about?
I don't think it's. I don't. I mean, obviously we don't.
Right, let me do some super chats here. Again, I'm not being a prick to you. I'm having a good conversation.
I don't take it as that. But listen, I can tell you when you go online and you look up amateur balloon footage, you'll be able to see the sun appear much closer than 93 million miles and have a hot spot.
How do you know?
Well, you can see it.
Have they got a lens? Have they got a solar filter on their camera, or are they just giving you a blurry sun that could just look like anything?
I mean, it's that kind of level. I'm sure there's no solar filter. I'm sure, right? But
have you not seen the videos where people, like even in Antarctica, they got people to send them pictures of the sun with a solar filter so they could keep their eye on the sunspots at all times, so as they could make sure that the sun wasn't reflected, wasn't an apparent sun. It was the same sun that everyone was seeing, and it was flipped in the south and flipped in the north. You didn't see any of that. Go on to Dave. Is Dave McKeegan's still in here? He's got it all on his channel. He went right in Dave McKeegan. Go check out all of his stuff about the final experiment, because it's interesting, even if you don't believe it. Like I'd love to see it debunked. Well, I'm going to do some super chats here. Dave McKeegan, yeah. I don't know if Dave's still here.
I'll check it out.
He was in the chat. You'll find him easily. He's got quite a big following on there. So this is deplorable. Roger clips dropping on my channel podcast to be featured soon. Sorry, guys, I've overrun a bit here. I don't mean to be stepping on anyone's toes. Hackerman, Australia is wider than the moon's circumference, for $2 there. Cheers, Hackerman. This is unfornicated. He says he can confirm the distance. No NASA. He can't explain it, but he can do it himself with a radio club who does EME radio bounces. I'll help find one. So he's going to try and send you something where you can try and verify the distance to the sun or the moon, I think he was talking about, wasn't he? And then Jim Daniels here, billionaire Jim with the 10. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate that, mate. Thousands and thousands of photographs and videos of Earth from space disproves the need to look up and learn the shape of the Earth. Hard to beat that evidence that would stand up in court. What about the Himawari? Do you not believe the Himawari is real? The Japanese satellite that takes pictures every 2 minutes, is it? Or something like 60 seconds? 10 seconds?
So, I mean, I don't believe it's a satellite taking pictures of a round Earth. I can tell you that.
Are you religious?
No.
Oh, wow, that's different.
No. Well, let me say this. Okay. Go ahead, read the super chat, and I'll tell you what I was going to tell you.
All right, mate. Okay, Earth is life, £5. Please ask him what a sunset would look like if the Earth was a sphere.
It's interesting.
It would look like exactly what I've shown you, wouldn't it?
Maybe.
Wouldn't it?
Maybe not. So you asked if I was religious. I'm not religious.
Right.
But I will tell you this. I used to be what I would call agnostic, right? Like I didn't, necessarily believe in God, but I couldn't say there's no God. So I just called myself agnostic and didn't give it much thought. Once I found flat Earth and realized the level at which I believe the deception was being given to me over our reality, I started to rethink things, and it made me actually come to believe that we were in fact created and put here by something or someone. I still don't claim religiousness because it's not like I'm saying, oh, I believe the Bible and I pray to some God or Jesus or anything like that. But I mean, listen, it could be aliens. I don't know, but something put us here. I've come to believe flat Earth brought me to that point. I know some people find flat Earth through religion, and I was actually the exact opposite. I found I came to believe that we were in fact created after finding flat Earth.
That would be religious, though, wouldn't it? Surely, if there's a creator.
I mean, if
maybe not Christianity, but a God.
I mean, is it religious to say
you think there's a creator?
That doesn't make you religious. What if it's aliens and I?
What you're talking about, like Nibiru and all of that?
I mean, I'm not. No. I'm not saying it is aliens. I'm just saying, how do I know what put us here? Just because something put us here, like for example, ants in an ant farm, right? There's no way that they could understand their reality, right? They just no way. And they were put there. Does that make them religious to acknowledge that they were put there by somebody? I think of religion as like you worship, you pray to, you have a relationship with maybe. That's not me. I just believe we were created. Maybe it was by lizard people that put us here. I don't know. But
bit of David Icke coming out there. See, I know all this stuff. I've done loads of shows on David Icke. Right, nice. Here we go. So I'm going to do a couple more super chats here. Just watching other STEM dropout is not research. So he's basically saying people are suggesting that your research is just watching YouTube videos of other people that don't know what they're talking about. Have you done any like actual like yourself, gone out and measured anything or? I mean, hands up, I haven't either.
I mean, I have done some research. Yeah, absolutely. From like experiments with the moon to researching the distance of 30 miles, what the curvature should be versus what it is. Stuff like that.
But I've shown you refraction. Has that changed your mind at all? The fact that thing was brought up from.
Well, it changed my mind in what way? That
we could see further than you think we should.
Well, it's certainly piqued my interest, and it's something I've got to check out.
You got to be careful as well when people tell you 8 inches per mile squared and stuff. That's literally if you're laying with your eyes buried in the ground. Mm-hmm, that's a drop from tangent. It's not. Right. You got to do it from observer height and all of that stuff. I've never seen one that's convinced me, but I'm happy. Again, Chad, you're a decent guy. I'll be happy to have you on any time to discuss anything you want. If you go and find stuff, that's great. Where was I up to here? Just so deplorable. Chad is a nice guy. Rejects anything that doesn't match his conclusions, but not vile. Yeah, I agree. You're not a prick. A lot of flat earthers are dicks, and they just call everyone a paedophile and stuff like that. I'm not getting that. Kind of vibe from
I understand the position that people would take against flat earth. Again, being a former round earther, a ball earther, I understand how crazy flat earth sounds, especially with the evidence that can be presented.
Okay, we'll do this one here. Hackerman, $2 Australian. If God was real, he wouldn't have made shit smell. He would have made shit smell nice. Probably. I don't know. I suppose he got to make something smell horrible to not eat it, right? Because you're not going to eat shit because of the way it smells. So God's maybe doing a good thing. I don't know. I'm not religious.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to close this down. Thanks, Jez. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up while we're on?
Not really. No. I appreciate you having me on.
No problem.
And
I told you I wouldn't mute you, didn't I? I told you I wouldn't.
Yeah. No, it's been fun, and I appreciate your chat taking the piss out of me. And
love it.
But no, appreciate it, and Godspeed, my man.
Thank you. Cheers, Chad. We'll catch you later. Please stay in touch everybody. If you want to come on again, or if you want me to give your info to any of the other people on YouTube, if you want to go on and talk to any of them, I can definitely do that for you. If you want to go and look into some of this and have another go on some bigger channels or whatever, I can make that happen for you. Just let me know, all right, mate?
Appreciate it, mate. Thanks.
See you later. Ta-da. Bye-bye. Right. It was all right, I thought. Decent for a flat earther, why not? I've done all the super chats, haven't I? Right, I'm gonna whiz off here then. So thank you for all of your super chats today. Cheers for all of your support. 64 likes. Come on, that was a great live. Give me credit. 113 people watching. Can you all give it a like before you fuck off? That'd be great. And I'm gonna go now to get my head down, get some sleep. For anybody that would like to come on and talk, if you're watching this and you're a flat earther, come on and have a chat. You see, I'm not a dick to everybody, as long as you're not a dick to me. And thank you for all of the support on the channel. I'll be seeing you all probably in the middle of the week. Someone's just done a thumbs down there. Cheers. Anyway, I'll catch you all later.
This broken world is spinning lies. Flat earth whispers under night skies. A cosmos caught in fractured dreams. Truth is lost in silent screams. A filthy plague of unwashed hands. Chaos reigns where no one stands. The mirror cracks with apathy. Fools embrace their own debris. Hate of the weak burns deep inside. Rats and storms we can't avoid. Feed the fire and fury speak. Welcome to the hate of the weak. Blindfolded sheep in circles stray. Words of reason fade away. Dragging chains of their own voice. Trapped inside a foolish choice. Anger's tide, it pulls us down. Rising flames could drown this town. Razor sharp, our judgment cuts. Thrashing through this world of smuts.